Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Stop. What song is that from? Don't say it. I just want people to figure it out.
Don't you worry. I have no idea.
You don't know what that is?
No.
Oh my gosh. Am I the only person that listens to like early 60s and late 50s rock and roll? Whatever. And can I borrow some money?
Sure.
I need to borrow like $350 million. Is that okay?
Of course.
Wait, that's
Should I just Venmo that over?
That's not me. That's Guitar Center. Anyway, we're talking about Guitar Centers. They're doing out another round of asking for money.
Why not?
Which is that's what businesses do. It's not that outrageously shocking. I just found it. We'll get into why it's a little bit interesting. That's because normally the financials of companies is not that exciting. It can be rather. I was reading you some of the financial reports
And that's
earlier.
when I was just like glazed over. I was like, oh, yeah.
And I understand most of them. Then I have to take them to my wife to translate some of the other parts that are confusing. I'm like, does this mean what I think it means? Because if it means what I think it means, it's kind of a problem, right? And she's like, oh yeah, this seems really weird. I'm like, are you sure it means this? Because I think it means this. And she's like, yeah, it means this. And that's a little odd. Anyway, so they're asking for, I think it was another, $350 total million.
It's a bit. It's a little bit of money.
They're gonna and it's like add an 8.5%. So they're gonna pay you 8.5% to borrow it, and this is due in 2026. So if you give them, and they're asking, you can't just give like $1,000. You have to give them like $100,000 to $1 million, something like. They want $1 million investors. They don't want so they'll
I got
give you
$20. Like my foray into crypto.
You still have it in there?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're literally talking like $100.
Okay.
I was just like, let's just see what
Roll
happens.
the dice, baby. Going to go.
I have net loss at this point.
Okay, so Jonathan's investing is a little different than this as well.
It's not. They don't want me. No.
They don't want any of it.
I got this old Squire you can borrow. Yeah.
So back to the facts, though. They're going to pay you an interest rate of 8.5%, which is normally the interest rate right now for this type of thing is like 3.25%. So this is a high interest rate.
Okay.
Now, if someone's going to pay you a lot more, what does that usually mean to you?
They're trying to screw you.
No. No, but
I don't know.
Well, when you invest and they're gonna offer to pay you more, there's a higher chance of this not working out in your favor.
Like I said. It's sort of like this. It's like your deadbeat uncle wants to borrow money again, but you're pretty sure he's going to die before he pays you back, right? It's going to like drink himself to death. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Happens all the time. I see it.
The analogy is pretty fierce on that one. I get it. No, it is. So let's just go back to, and I was like, man, this seems like I just remember reading about this a couple years ago. Oh no! So I went back and found. My wife helped me with this. She found some old articles, and Guitar Center did this exact same thing. They borrowed like $50 million and it happened right. They put out another thing for bonds right before their bankruptcy.
Okay.
Happened. So I'm not saying there's a bankruptcy or anything. That wouldn't make sense. I don't think it's a bankruptcy.
Okay.
I think it's something much more nefarious, which I can't get into all the details yet because I have to flesh it out a little bit more. But we're in the process of doing that. I'm talking to some serious financial hard hitters that know way more than I can ever imagine.
So when they put it out before, did they pay those bondholders back?
I don't think so. I think it worked out poorly because they went bankrupt.
Which is why the highest interest rate is like higher risks, right? Higher risk, higher reward kind of thing.
Now, with the way the bonds work, the bondholders should be paid back first when there's a restructuring of the debt. If there's going to be any paybacks, like if you're a stockholder or shareholder, you're just up poo-poo creek. Yeah, there's no luck for you. As a bondholder, you have a chance.
Maybe, right?
But the main tenets, I was looking at what is the purpose of this? Are they doing expansions? Are they doing? Are they going to buy more inventory? Are they hiring? Are they expanding overseas? Trying to do that little thing that we thought, or Sweetwater is what we thought we were maybe going to do that eventually. Who knows if they want to go head to head with Tillman, but the purpose for this that is stated in the financial reasons is to pay off existing debt.
So make more debt to pay off old debt?
This is how businesses operate. Isn't this funny? I just want to welcome you to the world of high finance.
Seems like the rules for large businesses are different for single
humans.
people. Yeah.
No, if you can't pay your mortgage, you just don't get house anymore.
Just get new credit cards. It's cool.
No.
No, that's not good.
No, but if you're a huge, multi-billion-dollar business, you can move. It's just moving money around. So it's. I've looked at their sort of finances before, and it seems like the entire organization is set up to structure. It's a debt service type of institution. It's not there as much, as I've said before, to sell guitars and to make money in the same way. I think it's a money moving source. So if they have debts that are being called, there's somebody else who wants their money back now.
Right.
And that's something we'll get into later. I think it's some stuff overseas, perhaps too, some notes that are owed with what's happening in the world situation right now. There's owners in this company that need money drastically, and not necessarily good owners.
Right.
But I can't. I'm not saying what exactly, so I can't get in trouble for it right now.
I feel like that's also false. We get in trouble for all sorts of things.
I know. Well, no, but it's
but yeah.
No, it's just I hate, like, it makes me sad that there's this. It was such a great company, and I feel like it still could be.
Well, when we talk about being sad, I just think about the great like managers and employees I know who work at some of those stores. Not all of them, but some of those stores. Who really, they would, left to themselves, just want to sell guitars and sell people the right guitars and do things the right way. So to know that they're under this weird.
Well, fortunately, that this doesn't touch them much at all. Like they can, but it's the overarching umbrella.
That's what. Yeah,
it is there. Yeah, they're not going to see this. Obviously,
right? Of course.
It's like, oh, did we just loan out or borrow $350 million more? Like that doesn't affect the guy selling the Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah,
but it does eventually.
Right. When
there's because they've had store openings over the past couple of years. I think it's not been like a store retraction. That's why like this is not an abnormal thing. Companies always, they have debt out there. They borrow more money. It's regular practice. It's just odd for me that at this time of what's happening now in the world that they're having to pay off some seriously more aggressive notes that are due maybe. It's fascinating. So we hope for the best on this one actually, because we've seen GC's trying to pull through it.
Yeah. I
feel like they need to be here. It's kind of. I still go to GC every once in a while.
They have a spot in the ecosystem.
They do. If I'm in a town I got some time and there's a cool GC,
you're probably gonna go.
I'm gonna go. I like guitars and I like amps and I like toys, so I'll be there. So if you're in this little financial world and you find it interesting, just let us know. Like this in those little comments down below.
That's all you need to do is just find a warehouse full of tubes somewhere. They make their $350 million. I mean, they need 4 boxes of tubes. It's fine.
Send a few freighters over to Russia right now. Get some of those old tubes. Get some Sovtex in there.
Pay it off.
Boom. God, it'd be amazing. I feel like you could get some drones and just carry really big
tubes.
battery-powered drones, massive batteries, and bring the tubes back to us. No, it's a tricky situation. It's such large amounts of money. It's not even real. To people like you and I.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Anyone watching this, obviously, that's sort of the world they deal with. And they're like, oh, we had a $100 million note on us the other day. That's normal for most folks.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's not. So whenever you think your finances are screwed up, just remember those big boys. It's even worse. There's lots more sweaty nights.
Yeah, there you
go. That's all I got really on it. I hope that's it's just sort of a quick little pop out there, but it's fascinating. You got anything else on this?
I think that's it.
It's pretty quick, right?
It's pretty quick.
It's so there's going to be more to this later if it's what I think it is, but or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a standard moving around of money, which is again strange to me.
Sometimes I move money around. Put it in a jar, take it to that thing at the grocery store that sorts it for
Coinstar?
you. Yeah, I move money like that all the time. It's great.
Really, they take 7% still.
I think so. That's only if you get cash. If you spend it in the grocery store, I don't think they take anything.
Oh, really?
I think that's true.
So you turn it into grocery store bucks?
I've never done that, but I feel like that's an option.
When I was doing Coinstar, this was years ago, I was doing it at the Harris Teeter, and this guy comes over with he had the plastic in his hair, and he had an apron on. He's like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "Good." And he ended up talking to me for a while while I was doing my coins. And then he's like, "Hey, you want to come over later and have a beer with me?" And I was like, "Well, are you asking me on a date?" Sir. And he's like, I was like, this is awesome. No, thank you.
Love blooms in the strangest fields.
With the meat man.
You just never know.
It was a weird moment, but he was a really nice guy. Maybe he just wanted to be friends. I don't know. I never knew. I never found out. That's the choices in life,
Missed
the
opportunity.
roads not taken. I'll always regret
Missed
that.
opportunity.
I could have had a beer with that guy.
You never know.
And, yeah, that's it. Take us home, Johnny.
Hit like and subscribe. Click the bell if you have not already. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with us.